Literacy has always been a huge part of my life, especially while I was growing up. Completing this project was super interesting to me because I never really thought about where my literacies had started and how it developed over the years. When I was younger, the first book that I read was Go Dog Go. The reason I used to read it like that is because I memorized the whole book from how many times it had been read to me, and I was just reciting it at that point. The first book I actually read was Cat in the Hat. My mom used to read to us a lot, and the book that I absolutely loved having her read us was The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Having her pull it off the shelf every night before bed was always the highlight of my day. When I started reading, I would get through books so quick. I loved getting lost in books no matter where I was. I even brought a few books to Disney with me so that I could read them while I waited in line. One of the series that I really enjoyed was The Magic Treehouse. I had at least 20 of these books from the series in my house. I first started to learn to love reading when my mom would read to us before bed. She taught me how to create images in my mind, so as I read, I could get lost in the story. In school, my 5th grade teacher deepened my love for reading when he introduced Dear in our classroom. He gave us the opportunity to read every day. I first wrote for fun when I was in elementary school. I loved to draw, so I had created a comic book series. I had the drawing done, but I needed a story to go along with my illustrations, so I created some plots. The first time I started to like writing was when I was with the same 5th grade teacher that I had mentioned before. He had my class write in journals every day. He let us write about whatever we wanted to, so it was enjoyable for us. After this experience, I chose to take a summer class for creative writing, and this is when I really enjoyed writing and started to find my style. I just remember sitting outside on a soccer field and playground writing for hours about whatever prompt our teacher had given us that day. I've always liked writing when it comes to school because I know I'm good at writing, and I know that usually I do well on whatever assignment includes writing. All of these experiences eventually led to me being an English major. When I first got to college, I knew that I wanted to teach high school, but I wasn't sure what. I knew I liked chemistry from being in school, so I decided to do education minor and a chemistry major. I had to drop out of chemistry after failing 2 out of the 3 exams, so I changed to history because I loved ancient history. Political science was the downfall to my dream of dressing like a mummy and teaching about the Egyptian gods. After both of these failures, I was thinking, and I knew I wasn't good at math, and I knew I was really good at writing, and I loved to read, so I decided that English was the next logical choice. While finishing my senior year, I developed my current dream of possibly obtaining an advanced degree in YA novels and teaching at the collegiate level. My first memories of using my digital literacy was when I played Math Blasters and Oregon Trail. I would play these games for hours on end and I never got tired of them. Digital literacies have changed my life as a teacher because the end goal for digital literacy in students is far different from when I graduated high school, and that was only 6 years ago. When I was in high school, it was a big digital literacy assignment if we had to create a PowerPoint or use the smartboard. Now students are creating videos and easily using at least 20 different educational websites in one class a semester. Engagement to me means 2 different things, being focused and being interested. When it comes to being focused, it's all about the same in and out of educational setting. My generation had enough technology that I can work most things with ease, so my engagement and focus doesn't necessarily need to increase too much. Engagement to me means 2 different things, being focused and being interested. When it comes to being focused, it's all about the same for me both in and out of the educational environment. My generation grew up with enough technology that I can work with most things, so my engagement and focus doesn't necessarily need to increase too much. I could mindlessly create a presentation or read through an article, or I could get lost in a conversation on an online class setting, or lose multiple hours hammering away at a project just because I'm on a roll and I love the content. It all depends on what I'm using my digital literacies for. When I'm using technology and digital literacies in education, I try to sound as professional as possible. As a young teacher and grad student, I do my best to make my work show the knowledge of the content that I'm presenting on. I also try to do my best to write and present as clearly as possible, especially when I'm giving directions to my classes. When I'm using technology and digital literacies in my personal life, my voice and styles are very relaxed. I use technology to access social media sites and other websites so that I can get away from the real world. It gives me a chance to decompress from stress that I have from both work and school. After looking at how the need of digital literacies has changed from when I was a kid, I want to involve more types in my classroom. I keep my use of technology pretty basic in my classroom, but I want to start finding more ways to challenge my students to develop new digital literacies, like having them create a video similar to this one for something we're reading in class. I want to push both myself and my students to use technology for more than what we're already using it for.